Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, update number 4 from my 7-night Canada-New England cruise on the Majestic Princess. Where we left off, it was noon on a sea day and I was just getting ready to leave the cabin. I really love those balcony and room service mornings. Also, I had a little bit of work to do as a travel agent. So we headed down to Deal or No Deal. So I don't know if any of you have seen the TV show, but now on board they have a Deal or No Deal game show. You buy cards. I think it was $75 for 4 cards plus a scratch off, and you play along. So 2 people get chosen to come up on stage with the cruise director, and they do the whole thing like the show. You pick the briefcase, you get 4, you get a banker offer. So it was a lot of fun, and it ended up that both people actually took really good deals. So that was neat. The next thing on the agenda in the theater was the Sydney Port Talk, and I attended that because we weren't quite sure what we were going to do in Sydney. And this was a great way to learn more about the area, what the history was, and what type of things you can do on your own. This was not a shore excursion talk. On Princess, they have destination experts that give you information about the area and what you can do on your own. Now, they also have the shore excursion team that can take you through all the different shore excursion options that you can book through Princess, but this is just a great way to get an overview of the area. After the Sydney talk, we headed up on the pool deck to see what the pool games were going to be. Sadly, it was just a ring toss. I was hoping for something in the pool, like a relay race, an obstacle course, something like that. So we just headed back down to Princess Live for a little bit of water pong, which was very fun to watch because a few people took it a little too seriously. After that, it was time to head back upstairs and get ready for dinner. We tried the catch again. Now, if you've been following along on our specialty dining saga, dinners were taking around 2 hours to 2.5 hours each. We thought we would give the catch one more try, and it did not go well. So again, it took about 2 hours. And in fact, the thing that was the most painful, there was about an hour wait in between our appetizer and our entree. In fact, half our party got up and left because they were so hungry. So did not go well. In a previous YouTube video, someone had asked me in the comments about Princess Premier and how I thought Princess Premier might be impacting the specialty dining experience. Now, in our June sailing on the Enchanted, no problem. We had no issues. Specialty dining was flawless and fast and efficient, and it was wonderful. Now, on this cruise, I 100% think we are feeling a lot of pressure from Princess Premier. The wait staff is doing the absolute best they can. In fact, like our waiter was running at the catch, just trying to get us food on time. They came and they served the food, put it next to our table, and then didn't hand it to us. The food runner just left it there. So we were like, do we grab it? Is it ours? Because there was another table close to ours. Like, it was just a mess. So I think they might need to scale back reservations or add more crews. Something needs to change. But I will say, this cruise, we were definitely feeling the pressure of having so many people having access to the specialty restaurants. After dinner, we headed to the Piazza for the So You Think It Can Dance competition, which is always hilarious. This is where a crew member pairs with a guest and they do a number of different dance challenges. After that was a fan favorite, the silent disco. I love the silent disco. I love participating in it. I love sitting back and watching it. I just think it's so much fun to see everybody dancing to all different types of music. And we ended the night just outside the Crown Grill with the live music. The next day, it was our next port of call, Halifax, Nova Scotia. And this is a wonderful port. We really lucked out. When we originally got the itinerary, it said that we needed to tender into Halifax because the Queen Mary 2 had the berth. There's only one berth where you can dock a big cruise ship. And the Queen Mary 2, luckily for us, ran into some weather in Iceland and had to cancel their call in Halifax in order to make it back to New York on time. So sad for the people on the Queen Mary 2, but very happy for us that we got to dock. So you walk right off. You're right in a huge pavilion that has a city market, different restaurants. There's a brewery. They have a wonderful area downtown with a number of food stands where you can go. There's some kid-friendly parks. You can hang out near the harbor. We headed right to the Maritime Museum. I think this is a must-do if you're in Halifax. It has incredible displays about the Halifax explosion and the Titanic, as well as a lot of history of the maritime industry in Nova Scotia. So that took us about 2 hours. I think you should leave about 2 hours for that museum if you're going to read a lot of the information. Now, if you just kind of want to like do a walkthrough, about an hour. They do have scavenger hunts for both adults and kids. They have a picture one for kids, and then they have one where you like fill out a worksheet for older folks. So that was really fun. Then we headed back along the harbor front to Bicycle Thief, one of our favorite restaurants. We highly recommend getting reservations. It was absolutely delicious. After that, we only had a couple hours before we needed to get back on the ship. There were a couple breweries that we want to check out in the future, but they were about a 30-minute walk, so that would have been a bit too long. So we just headed to Garrison Brewery, which is right there, right next to where the ship docks, and we had a couple beers and then headed back on board. My husband and I, not part of the group, decided to give the Crown Girl one more try last night. I know I'm a glutton for punishment. I can't help it. And the maitre d' was like very apologetic. He's like, listen, we're going to get you in. We're going to go fast, all of that. And they did their best. The waiter wasn't able to get to our table till 6:30. Our reservation was at 6, but they came, they got drinks, they got bread. The host checked on us. But once he took our order, it was fast. We were in and out in an hour. The appetizers came quickly. We had a nice little break before the entrees came. After dinner, we decided to call it a night, an early night, since we had been up late the night before. We came back to the cabin and sat outside enjoying the gorgeous views from the balcony and took advantage of some of the free movies on demand on the app.